Hey guys, didn't put out a Firebird video this week, so I figure we could talk a little bit. It's not entertaining, I don't believe, to put out 22 videos of the same stuff tacking in a floor pan, so I'll do a video when we're almost done with that, or we make what I feel is some progress on it. This past week, it's been a busy week. I had to go out of town. I had a death in the family. Then this weekend, I worked on the car for maybe an hour when I got back in town. And during the weekend, didn't really have much time. My sister surprised me. She dropped by and stayed the night. They had fun. Travis and my sister riding the mini bike and the go-kart around. Got some pretty neat footage of that. But that's not the reason I'm making this video. I'm making this video to talk a little bit about my plans for the car. My opinions are based on very limited knowledge of building cars, and all of my decisions, they're subject to being influenced and changed depending on what type of feedback I get. I've already been talking to my dad and my buddy Travis and some other people to get some different ideas on what I should do. I've basically devised my whole plan into two stages, I'm going to call them. First, I've got the restoration stage and then the upgrade stage. Now, the restoration stage is going to involve doing the things necessary in order to get the car back on the road in a condition that I can have fun with, and I can plan the upgrade stages, the upgrades, which will be a continuous, ongoing thing. I can plan those as time and money permit, but still have fun in the meantime. As any of you who have been watching the videos have seen, I've taken just about everything out of the car except for the glass and the headliner. Everything is going to be gone through. I'm going to take the whole front of the frame off and paint it with the Pour 15. I got to take apart all the suspension and all that stuff in the front and the back. Go through all that, clean it up, replace what I need to as far as, you know, the springs and ball joints and all the different bushings and all that stuff. Let me go over some of the more interesting parts that you guys may be interested in. I know some of the stuff like, oh, what type of ball joints and all that stuff is probably not that interesting. So I'm going to take you over to the computer, and I'm going to show you the power plant that I plan on getting, and explain a little bit about why I chose that thus far. Like I said, all my opinions are subject to change. Alright, for the engine I'm going to get, it's going to be this GM 383 base engine, which doesn't come with an intake manifold, but it's got aluminum heads and a roller cam. This is off the manufacturer's website. It says it's got 430 horse, 450 torque, 10-to-1 compression, aluminum heads, roller cam, steel crank, hyper-eutectic pistons. So nothing's really forged or anything like that, which is fine for what I plan on doing with the car. One reason, well, there's two main reasons that I chose this crate engine. I have a block that I could rebuild, but for the same price that I'm going to pay for this crate engine, it's got a 2.5-year warranty or a 50,000 mile warranty. I can get it down at Summit, which which is only 30 minutes away, so I can pick it up locally. And then it comes with pretty much everything you see in the picture here. If you've been reading the screen at all while you're watching this, you can kind of see the specs on it. I'm not gonna read for everybody. You can kind of see what's going on there. It does recommend a 2000 to 2400 RPM stall converter. On my parts list, I've got a 2000 to 2300 stall converter that I'll probably end up purchasing. I'm going to get their harmonic balancer that they recommend and the spark plugs that they recommend. And then I'm going to, on top of that, since it doesn't have an intake manifold, I have a Edelbrock Performer 2101 that is a spread bore intake manifold. I think what I'm going to do though is get the Performer EPS intake manifold, which is a square bore, and it's about half the price of a Performer RPM air gap. And from all the stuff that I've been reading, the gains are minimal. So I think I'm going to go with the EPS. And then on top of that, for the carburetor, I'm actually going to go with the Phytech Go EFI 4 power adder version. I don't plan on running turbos or nitrous or a blower or anything at this point in time. But this particular model, and I've been kind of comparing the specs, and I'm not going to say that I have it 100% correct, but I'm going to let this Phytech unit control timing as well. So one thing it says on here is I'm basically going to control everything through the Phytech, and that's going to allow me a few different options as well. I'm not going to have to run a separate gauge and stuff for air fuel ratio and any other type of gauges that I would want. This system gives me all sorts of geeky numbers that I like, without going full LS or anything like that with a big ECU and all that. The main reasons I'm going for this is one, the fan control. I'm gonna let it control the fans. Air conditioning, kick up. Definitely gonna have air conditioner on the car. I've learned this summer is freaking hot, and I don't have air conditioner in my truck, and it's miserable. Besides the air conditioning kick up, all of the models of the Go EFI do ignition timing, I believe, but none of them do ignition timing and have the AC kick up, except for this one. Like I said, I could be wrong. Another reason I like this one, and this one's only what is it, $196 more, so basically $200 more, and you also get the ability to use a laptop to kind of fine grain the tuning and access a little bit more features. What all they are, I'm not really sure. I haven't found a whole lot of information about the software, but yeah, that's basically it. Like I said, I'm gonna let it control the timing. I emailed Summit and asked them for the correct distributor to use that I can lock out. They recommended their Summit brand billet distributor and a MSD Blaster 2 coil. Then I got to get the clamp, for it, you know, all that kind of stuff, the brackets, you know, no big deal. Let's see, that pretty much does it for the engine. Probably just going to go with a standard water pump, not going electric. In order to fuel this Phytech, they have the command center that you could use, or they have their inline fuel delivery kit. I know they're really pushing the fuel center, but since I've got to put a fuel pump on there anyway, I'm going to go with probably their fuel pump, unless somebody can recommend something better. I know that it does the pulse width modulation and stuff and slows the pump down. So that about does it for the power plant. Behind that, as you guys have seen in the previous videos, I'm going to use that Turbo 400. So I've got on my parts list to get a TCI overhaul kit. It already has a shift improver kit installed in it, and I'm going to probably attempt that myself. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do it. As far as paint and all that stuff, I'm really undecided right now. The plan is going to be stick with the way it was, and you know, we'll see how it pans out. One thing I do need to do is I'm going to get the energy suspension master bushing kit and kind of replace everything rubber wise. I do need to find rubber motor mounts, which, you know, I've been having a hard time trying to find. I'm sure I'll hunt them down. I'm not quite to that point yet. Anyway, as far as the rear end, it's currently got 273 gears in it, and I'm thinking of going 342 or 373. Kind of leaning towards the 342 gears. You know, try to get just under that $3,000 mark at 70 miles an hour, since this car is not gonna see much of the drag strip or anything like that. It's, you know, I'm gonna be cruising around on the highway quite a bit at you know, 55, 60, 65 miles an hour, and a little bit of interstate driving, which you know, with the 373s, that'll get up there. So basically, without an overdrive, that's kind of why I'm leaning towards the 342s. And then, you know, I've got to drop the whole rear end of the car and clean up all the rust and all that stuff. I told you guys already, I'm going to paint the whole underside with Pour 15, as well as the sections of the frame and the axle tubes, the pumpkin. Everything is going to get Pour 15 or some kind of cleanup and paint. Even the wheels. I like the rims, the wheels that I've got. I think I'm going to keep those. I'm going to kind of clean up the pitting and all that stuff, and I'm going to try out some of that aluminum metallizer Plasti Dip. It may suck, but hey, if it does, I can just peel it off and go from there. So yeah, that's about it for the parts that people would generally care about, you know, stuff that makes it go. Not a whole lot on the little parts. You know, I kind of figure those out as I go. I've got a good bit on my spreadsheet that I keep for my parts list. You know, like the sound deadener and all that stuff I'm going to use. I've already found. Paint, you know, I've got a note of paint codes and stuff like that, where I'm going to get the cell panel emblems and the decal kit. I don't know if I'm going to get it from Firebird Central or, you know, Phoenix Graphics or what just yet. I'm not really to that stage. Hopefully, after this floor pan is done, I will start working on the back of the car. where those rusty pieces are, just welding in patches and, you know, painting over all that. It's going to be covered up, so I'll pour 15 that as well to stop any rust that's already going on. And then I think Travis and I have kind of decided it would be time to start prepping the car for primer, which would be kind of neat. Get to see it, you know, change of color and actually start coming together. Oh, that's after I pour 15 the underside and the frame and all that stuff. But basically after the rust repair, it comes starting to paint stuff. And then we'll figure out where we're going to go from there. As far as the steps, I know there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, time and money permitting. So guys, let me know if you have any questions about my plans for the build, any recommendations. I highly welcome. And yeah, let me know how you like the videos, and I hope you stick around and keep watching them. Alright, until the next update, we'll see you later.